Hey, what's going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT is here. It's time to get ready for round 2 in the second season of the 2021 series Manufacturer Series on Gran Turismo Sport. Today's forecast in Sardegna Road Track B will be having a partly cloudy for only 12 laps. By using the Group 4 category, we'll be ready to go by only one tire without the mandatory. We'll be going in by having a chance of an endurance. So this race is going to get much difficult out there, folks. Starting out to be on the full straightaway and goes on to be on the corners between the downhill and the uphill is going to be much challenging by the handling. So grab your Group 4 race car and get ready to go on over to participate by the balance of performance regulation for every drivetrain layout in every Group 4 race car to be setting up automatically. Do your best out there, folks, but I know this is going to be very much challenging without having too much drama. Otherwise, that would be a penalty will be occurred to be called out during the competition. Before you enjoy watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. Here we go, folks. It's the second round in the second season of the 2021 series. Manufacturer Series is about to begin. Group 4 race cars and every drivetrain layout will be settled in to be at the rolling start. Here's Nat Pomar in first place in the Volkswagen Scirocco Group 4. Ferdinand Unit 8 in second place in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport. And we have the Salon Pla in third place in the Audi TT Cup 2016. The lead Econ de Castro in 4th place in the BMW M4, and we have Dopolit 007 in 5th place in the Ferrari 458 Italia. Here's myself in 7th place for the UDRS in Sportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 4. The Reese Doggy Dog in 8th place in the Toyota 86 Group 4, and we have Junior BBS 2021 in 9th place in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 4. And here's KB in 10th place for the Aston Martin BA Vantage Group 4. Sandwich underscore Dog in 11th place in the BMW M4, and we have Crick Tolber J 24 in the Nissan GTR. Frank Sapin 22 from Argentina in 13th place for the BMW M4, and we have Apex underscore Danelli in 14th place in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 4. Lobster Clicks in 15th place in the Ford Mustang Group 4 will be at the ready. And here's Sacha in 16th place in the McLaren 650S Group 4. Vanilla Nut Wheels is here in 17th place in the Volkswagen Scirocco Group 4. Angel Castell in 18th place for the Dodge Viper Group 4. 19th place is El Polar 809 from Mexico in the Aston Martin BA Vantage Group 4. And for the last place driver is Bang Shui Shigami 63 in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. So it looks like only one driver have left the lobby, and that makes for only 19 remaining. So this is going to be the only opportunity we'll be going in to be at the B course layout at Sardegna Road Track. So let's cue the rolling start. We'll be get settled in for having a good, interesting race. So make sure, do your best, folks. And because it's going to be having 3 seconds until we're about to be hit the green. And here we go. And we're about to be going underway to be in the second round of the Manufacturer Series in the second season of the 2021 series is going underway. Good luck out there, folks. Just make sure to keep on racing to stay clean to achieve. It was so magnificent to see how 6 drivers are now going in to take the head start to be coming in at the first corner before going in onto turn 2 towards turn 3. But it looks like Dopolit 007 in the Ferrari is now going in to catch up onto the 4 remaining drivers to be reached up at the end of the first sector. Will be coming in. Just gonna have to take the downhill section. We'll be going in onto the left turn. Going straight up onto the right turn is going to be on the inside, so make sure to take that good mobility balance. We'll have to keep a good handling response. Down we go, and take that increased acceleration. We'll be staying on track. This looks very fantastic to see how this race might go on out there, folks. Now coming in onto the uphill and take that right corner turn, and UDRS in Sport. Oh man, it looks like there it goes. BMW just barely took a spin out when Ferrari is now moving on to be in position number 4. That we might have to call out for an instant replay for having a jump start to see it. This will might give a good eyesight as a main witness, folks. The BMW M4 is dropping down by having a spin out, while Ferrari is taking the uphill section of the track to be moving on towards the final turn to be reached up at the end of the first lap. Just going to make sure to keep up the pace and try not to lose your grip. This is going to be the most intense race will be raced onto the B course layout. And that means Bernat Formar is now moving on to take the fastest lap time for only 1 minute and 33.330 seconds. Very good by having a decimal will be added by 2 3s instead. And here comes lap number 2, only 10 more to go. This is always going to have to do a head start. We'll be doing an excellent challenge. We'll have to stay strong to stay in a good mobility balance. And that means for UDRS in Sportec, we'll be moving on in position number 5 is now going to be staying over to be at sector 2 after leaving sector 1. This is going to be giving a good, fascinating moment out there. We'll be doing a good, excellent, clean run since the C-Course layout back in Season 1 for having an excellent first place victory win. For this second season, this one might give a good, perfect chance if I could probably have to climb up onto the top 3 position. Otherwise, first place is going to be the hardest challenge for InSportTech. We'll be doing the most main objectives. Just going to have to stay hard and do a lot of focus to master on every corners to be in the B course layout of Sardegna road track. Just going to have to stay on the line of sight in Ferrari in 4th place to be moving on in the final corner. Hit the braking point, step onto the apex and go straight up onto the straightaway. Will be returned to be reached up at the end of the second lap before moving on in lap number 3. And here comes the top 4 drivers are now moving on in the 3rd lap. And that means for Doppelt 007 in the Ferrari 458 Italia is now going in to take turn 1. We'll have to stay on track to catch up on to De Soriocha in 3rd place from Argentina. 2nd place, Herden Unit 8 in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport from Canada is now going in to catch up on to Nat Formar. In 1st place from Argentina is now going to be going over to be at sector 2 to be going down onto the hill. Keep a good use of the radar, folks. That will might give a good useful tool whenever it comes in by any opponents will be coming in to have that chance onto the overtake. So it's time to go on for having a hard defense for UDRS in Sportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 4. We'll have to decide to take action. Hit the braking point towards the uphill section onto the next turn at the right, and looks like this is going to be having the race. Doggy Dog is now coming in at position number 6. Slowing down to be reached up at sector 3 is doing the right thing. Very good job and very good ways to communicate with other racers. Whenever might have to give some extra space, we'll have to proceed forward until the final corner. We'll have to come back in. The race Doggy Dog in the Toyota 86 Group 4 is now overtake UTRS in Sportec, followed by Sandwich _ Dog in the BMW M4 is now going in to be reached up at lap number 4 at the end of the 3rd lap. So it looks like we have Junior BBS 2021 in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 4 is coming in to towards on for UTRS in Sportec and hit the brakes to be dived in onto turn 1. It's going to get much risky. Dealing with the FR layout along with the all-wheel drive is going to be very challenging whenever it comes in for having a one-on-one battle for only 3 cars is going to be much interesting to be specifically to be chosen with. Very much capable and very challenging by having a good performance of the horsepower we'll be taking on for this good track. Staying on the handling in sector 2 by the last second. The race Doggy Dog in the Toyota 86 Group 4 is moving on in position number 5, while Sandwich is now going in by the ropes to catch up. BMW and Toyota will be pulling in onto the brakes to be reached up at the right turn towards the uphill section of the track to be moving on at the end of the second sector before it goes on to be at sector 3. Very good left handling turn and take that slipstream by the response. We'll have to close in onto each other. BMW has the chance to catch up onto Toyota in 5th place to be reached up onto the final corner. Hold the braking points. Try not to get caught by ignoring the track limit, and there you go. The race doggy dog just barely took a 0.5 seconds onto the penalty. This one might give an interesting investigation to have a good look on the instant replay. That one might have the only important notice: try not to cut through the corners of the apexes is definitely not the problem to be solved. So that means for Sandwich _ Dodd in this BMW M4 will be having the opportunity, while the race doggy dog in the Toyota 86 will have to be proceed over to be dropped down onto 6th place by the next turn. Just gonna have to close in. I bet Sandwich could probably have to keep up the pace to be reached up at the end of the first sector before going down onto sector 2 to be reached at the downhill. In a matter of few more distance to go for the race doggy dog in the Toyota 86 Group 4, that one might have the uphill section will be having a chance to be crossed through onto the penalty line, and that means Sandwich _ Dodd in the BMW M4 will be having to proceed overtake to be moving on in 5th place. That's more like it. Looks like the BMW is now moving on to be in position number 5, while the Toyota is now dropping down onto 6th place, while UDRS Sportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 4 is currently on 7th place. This will might give an opportunity. We'll be having an increased acceleration by doing a slipstream. Very good push, but it's not over yet. Toyota in 6th place is still catches up onto BMW in position number 5. Will be moving on in lap number 6. That will might give a good, excellent battle between 3 cars in the FR layout. Will be doing the battle for 5th place. So let's do this, folks. This one is going to be the perfect moment to be needed for the highlights. Now BMW is now entered in onto the B course section of the district, so it looks like this is going to get much closer, and there we go. It looks like BMW is trying to keep holding on to itself, and that means Toyota has that opportunity. But no, wait, looks like Sandwich _ Dodd in the BMW M4 is coming right back in after the short attempt recovery. That was a very good attempted move skill to see how BMW can probably have to deal with more responsibility of its own skills. Just gonna have to try to keep it endure. Toyota and Chevrolet is now going for it. But hold on, looks like the race doggy dog is now pushing UDRS Sportec to be reached up at the uphill section at the right turn. That means for Sportec is going to be having a trouble timing to be dropped down onto 8th place, while Junior BBS 2021 in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 4 is currently to be moved on in 7th place to catch up with Toyota. Man, this is pretty much intense whenever it comes in onto the handling, folks. That is definitely might be giving an unacceptable moment out there whenever it comes in for having a clean race. So far so good to see how the top 3 driver is coming along so nicely. Hyperion Unit 8 in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport is still on pursuit to catch up onto the first place leader. Nat Formar is in the lead to be currently to be staying on for having a rightful golden position to be reached up towards the final lap. Will be reached at the finish line is going to get much better chances to have a good endorsement victory win to represent the country of Argentina. Subdivision to be in the region as the Nations Cup, folks, so this is going to be the only regions where the Americans will have to battle out. Will be doing the most successful race in the Manufacturer Series of the 2021 series in Season 2. So we have an update on the fastest lap time for Hyperion Unit 8 in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport. 1 minute and 25.971 seconds. Impressive. He did a pretty good job out there for having an ongoing rushing strategy to keep up the pace. Will be raced around onto the track in the B course layout. So that means the perfect Group 4 race car will be doing a suitable mid-engine layout. Is the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport will be doing a good, excellent running strategy. Will be doing a good, excellent time trial. So let's go back over to see how the 5th and 7th place driver is coming along nicely. But it's going to get much further distance out there for UDRS Sportec to be currently in position number 8. Now goes on to be at lap number 8. Only a few more to go. We'll be giving a good organizing chance to see how the third wave will have to be reached up. Currently to be in the second wave, by the way. but it was going to be quite giving a halfway through when we reached up towards lap number 9. And then Mitsubishi is coming in to catch up with BMW, and Toyota will be entered onto the B course section of the district. This might give a good handling situation. We'll have to keep up in a good mobility pace. Now Toyota is moving on at position number 5, and that means for Mitsubishi in 7th place to catch up onto BMW, will be going down the hill. We'll be doing a short straightaway to be reached up at the right turn at the uphill section of the track. That might give a good all-wheel drive. We'll be doing a brilliant active yaw control. We'll be dealing with the FR layout by having a good excellent horsepower to catch up. So now it goes on to be in Sector 3, folks, and Mitsubishi is still on the chase for the BMW M4 in the Group 4 category to be currently on to 6th place by having an ongoing defense. This is very struggle out there, folks. One all-wheel drive will be dealing with the FR layout is going to get much struggle to be reached up after the final corner. So it goes on to be on the full straightaway at the end of lap number 8. And here comes lap number 9, and that one might give a good running lap that we might have to proceed forward to have the Mitsubishi will be continue on to stay in the same position, while BMW will have to keep much longer it takes to be on the strong endurance. That's more like it. Taking turn 1 and 2 and go straight up onto turn 3 towards turn 4, we'll be doing a good exact position to be as a Group 4 racer. But still, this one might give a good perfect chance to stay on a good handling balance. That one might give the only opportunity if UDRS Insportec will have to close in onto the gap in about 2 seconds. Sector 2 is on the way, and that one might have to take the downhill section. We'll have to go increase the speed. And Mitsubishi is still catches up onto BMW to be reached up at the right turn at the uphill section to be reached up onto Sector 3. But still tries to keep it much longer for Junior BBS 2021 from Brazil. One American racer in the BMW M4 sandwich_Dodd is now going to be staying on the line of defense to be close in onto each other. But this is going to be giving a much brilliant struggle to see how BMW and Mitsubishi can battling out to be in the B course layout of Sardegna road track is going to get much challenging as it goes. Only 3 more to go and moving on in lap number 10, and that means for only 2 laps remaining for only several drivers will have to proceed forward, while the top 3 drivers is still going on for having an ongoing battle to see how this one might give a good perfect chance to see how one Argentina driver in 1st place and Hyperion Unit 8 from Canada in 2nd place will have to stay pushing through. Will have to keep a good brilliant horsepower. Will have to keep things up onto the limit. So we're almost there, folks. Just gonna have to take 2 more to go, and the race will have to be over soon, and that means for only 17 drivers remaining, we'll have to keep it up onto the competition. Just gonna have to keep going down the hill in Sector 2, and Junior BBS 21 is now gonna be taking a much further push to catch up onto sandwich_Dodd in the BMW M4. Same thing as goes, folks. Reached up at the uphill section of the track towards Sector 3, we'll be going in onto the left corner turn. And the BMW M4 pushes Mitsubishi away for only a short gap distance. But Junior BBS 2021 can actually try to keep things up onto its limits, but the all-wheel drive never gives up to overcome its most slightest fears to be dealing with the FR layout. By the second ago, the green flag will be called in that might give a yellow flag signal by the incident. I bet this is going to be giving an interesting look out there for having an instant replay. Alright folks, looks like lap number 11 is on the way, and we have Hyperion Unit 8 from Canada in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport is in the lead. This is going to be much brilliant to see how one Canadian racer could probably have to take home the podium, folks. The 3rd and 2nd place driver from Argentina could probably have to keep things up to each other, and that might give an excellent 2-on-1 battle. We'll be doing an excellent 1st place battle. We'll have to be moving on towards lap number 12. But better hurry up, folks. The time remaining, and this one might give a good short duration, will be giving a good long amount. 15 minutes since the race began, and that one might give a few more minutes will have to be reached up in the total time to be going over by under 17 minutes. So meanwhile, UDRS InSportTech is going over to be at the uphill section of the track, and Lobster Clicks in the Ford Mustang Group 4 is overtaking InSportTech to be moving on in Sector 3. Gonna have to take that push to catch up onto the muscle car Group 4 category. Is going to be moving on towards the final corner until it reaches up onto the final lap. So here we go, folks. Looks like the top 3 drivers have already made it in onto the 12th and final lap. This one might give Hyperion Unit 8 in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport will be taking home to be reached up at the finish line. This one might have to take one last sector to be in the first route and moving on towards Sector 2. This is going to get much downhill to see out there, folks. Porsche could probably have to take that strong defense to be reached up, while the second place driver from Argentina is now going in for having a one last offense push to catch up onto Porsche in first place. Take the final sector to be at the uphill to be reached up towards the left turn, and that one might give a good perfect chance to have that good moment out there. Get one Canadian racer will be having a good brilliant chance. There you go. Looks like Hyperion Unit 8 in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport is now going to have to reach up towards the final turn. He can do it, folks. Let Hyperion Unit 8 will be reached up towards the final stretch. We'll be at the finish line. We'll be doing a good successful victory win. And there you go. Looks like this is going to be the only first place victory win goes to Team Porsche. It's going to be given the most brilliant moment out there. And there you have it. Hyperion Unit 8 from Canada wins the race in the second round of the Manufacturer Series. Team Porsche takes the win. Team Porsche takes the win. That is so incredible. The mid-engine layout has successfully mastered and survived the B-course layout of Sardegna road track. It was excellent, and that's competition to see how he can do it, folks. Hyperion Unit 8 is now the #1 spot to be in the second round. So it looks like we have finally made it by reaching up towards 17 minutes until it has to be going up to be at 18 minutes at the total time. So UDRS InSportTech and the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 4 have finished in 10th place, and that means this is going to be the only hardest challenge to see how the FR layout is going to be much pushed to be dealing with the FF or an all-wheel drive is going to be very slightly difficult. But masterfully, the MR layout is going to be the most brilliant drivetrain we'll be taking on for having a most successful race to be in the highlights. Results confirmed, and that means time to get ready to do some earnings for having a good spotlight to be in the most racing moments in the GT Sport history. I did my best. 52 points to be earned, and that one might give some standard earnings will be received automatically. What a very good difficult race in round 2 of the second season, folks. So it looks like this is going to be much brilliant to see how Nat Formar in the Volkswagen Scirocco Group 4 and Desalonza in the Audi TT Cup 2016. They did a great job for having a good, brilliant second and third place finish. And that means for Hyperion Unit 8 in the Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport did an average, amazing job well done to be reached up at the finish line to be in the podium. Congratulations, you three. You did a proud job well done for having a good, successful race to be in the B course of Sardegna. And that means putting up a replay to be part of the highlights. We'll be moving on towards round 3 in the next race. Coming up for the next track, Red Bull Ring for 19 laps in the first part of the Group 3 category will be ready to go by only 2 required tires by the mandatory. Medium and hard racing compound tires will be required to do the main part, and racing soft tires will be used in the qualifying round. However, a fourth option will be added to be in the strategy guidelines, so we have to make sure to choose one method to come in handy. So let's go, you guys. Take a lot of good practice for having a good, clean race. Thank you for tuning in on my video, folks. I hope you enjoy. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads to be turned on, and the links of the description down below if you really want to see more. You can check it out on Instagram, Deepnet Art, GT Planet, and other social media platforms if you really want to follow me. And don't forget to support my main project, Vision Total Drama, the next chapter of the Total Drama fan art to support the community. I'll be seeing you guys next time in the 2021 series Manufacturer Series on Gran Turismo Sport, and I will see you later in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.